Hello guys and welcome back to TNT Madness. Today we're going to be looking at yet another faction wall part of our series How to Factions, and this one is something I like to call the Cactus Wall because of course it's just a giant wall of cactus pretty much. So this thing is pretty much like a normal anti-hybrid cannon slash sand wall, except it works quite like the cobweb wall that we did last week, except this one has a slightly different mechanic. So instead of the sand actually hitting the cobwebs and then falling down and breaking, this one breaks the sand as soon as it hits the cactus, because as you know if you played Minecraft, when falling sand entity or falling gravel or any falling entity hits cactus, it breaks straight away. So this allows us to make a wall that is really overpowered in my opinion, because it can be used in a lot of bases and can be a really powerful wall, because the only way it can break is at the bottom, because if sand hits the side with TNT inside it, then the sand will break, and then the TNT will fall or blow up somewhere in the middle, and then that will just explode and it will do nothing to the wall. So that's why this wall is actually pretty powerful, and I actually think you only need like one layer or two layers, because if they can somehow get past one layer, then it's almost pointless to have a second layer because they can get straight through it. Also, speaking of the note of just this in general, today I hit 3,000 subscribers. Like, I'm not going to be doing a milestone, I will probably at 5,000, but 3,000, that is just a huge number of people, and I'm so thankful that I'm growing so fast. It's insane. And anyway, that's just pretty much that. So thanks for that anyway. But anyway, let's take a look at this thing in action. We're going to actually show you it getting hit by sand in that, so you can see that it actually breaks and see how it works. Okay guys, so what we have here is pretty much the same wall. We just have the exact same wall, and over here we have got our hybrid cannon, which if you don't know, this is the 3x3 slime block hybrid cannon, which is in my opinion one of the best hybrid cannons in the game. So if you want to check out that video, you can after this one if you really want to, or you can do it right now, whatever you want to do. But anyway, as you can see, if we press the button, the sand hits the thing and then the sand disappears, and then the TNT just goes down and blows up. Actually, for some reason it lagged down to here for some reason. But what happens is the sand hits the bottom, and then, or it hits the cactus, and then it pretty much disappears straight away. It works a lot better on faction servers than vanilla, because as soon as it hits it, it is a working entity, because factions is weird. Yeah, pretty much. But what happens on factions is you can fire like 100 entities at it, and as soon as sand or something hits it, it updates, while in vanilla that doesn't happen. It updates when like it's touched something, which is sort of annoying, but that doesn't really matter. So you will not have this problem if you're playing on a faction server. So that's pretty much how this works, and now let's actually go have a look at how to build this. So now on to the tutorial. So what we're going to need is a 4 high or long or depth area, whatever you want to call it, and you will not need to worry about the width. I'd recommend you have that just the length of your base or the dimensions of your base. So this is just the minimum. Of course you can have it longer, and you're going to need 2 blocks for every extra layer you have, so that's just the glass there, recommending that. And you're going to need some building blocks, of course, and you're going to need some slabs. You don't necessarily need them, I just recommend it, which I'll show you what I mean by that soon. You're going to need some sand, which is bizarre because it's an anti-sand cannon, and even more bizarre, we are using cactus in a cactus wall. I can't believe that, like, ever. And of course you're going to need water, because that is going to create the water wall effect that will prevent TNT from actually destroying any cactus. So the first thing you're going to need to do after you've laid out your area is of course place down your sand, because you cannot place down cactus without sand. So what you want to do is you want to create a checkerboard like pattern like this. So we've just got a checkerboard pattern like this. You can have it minimal of this, but for the sake of the tutorial we're going to make it actually 2 layers, just so you can see what it's like if we have more than one layer. So after that, all you want to do is then fill up all of the individual spots of cactus and build it up to your acquired height. So the reason we have actually put slabs around here is just pretty much to prevent any extra blocks coming down here, and if somehow TNT does get down here with sand, it will not blow up any of these blocks in the same way. So I would recommend that you actually put slabs in the middle, just in case they do get through this, but honestly, if they do get through this, they're pretty much going to get through the whole thing anyway, even though there's pretty much no possible way or real way to get through this. I've also just created a little bit of a barrier here, because water creates lag, and lag creates lower frame rate, and lower frame rate means I have lower production quality, and lower production quality means that I have less subscribers. No, I'm just kidding. But anyway, what we want to do now is just come up the top here and place water on top of all the cactus. It is not like the cobwebs, it does not break when you put any water on top, so you do not have that restriction, so you can just put it straight on top and you will be golden. So after you've done that, you can just watch it all fall, and now you have pretty much a near impenetrable defense. Also, next week I will be going over more hybrid defenses, so you can prevent any sort of actual thing going down here, so you'll pretty much have a pretty much unraidable base, which is pretty awesome because there's really only 3 types of TNT cannons in this game. One is Slab Buster, which is really overpowered. Another is Hybrid Cannon, which is the general cannon that people use to get through walls. And then you've got Sand Stacker, which is also pretty much just another thing to help with Hybrid Cannon. So yeah. And then you've got stuff like the Lean Archer Cannon that combines all the 3 cannons, which is pretty awesome. So anyway, that is pretty much it. So now you've pretty much built yourself your giant cactus wall, and hopefully by now you've actually got your faction base completely protected with this thing around it, and hopefully you'll have a good time for the rest of the time you're playing on your server. But anyway, that is pretty much it from me. But anyway, one thing I'd like to say before I go is I have got my head 10 feet down into a book right now, so screw Facebook, I've got my face in book, pretty much. So what's happening at the moment is I'm actually pre-recording a video for next week, because next week I have practice exams and then I have really crazy times and I'll be like studying hard, because the actual next week when the video comes out, not this video but the next video that I'm going to be recording later on tonight, it will be going out that day, and that day I'll have a 3-hour exam followed by a half-an-hour interval followed by another 3-hour exam, which is my English and then my economic exam. So Struggle Valley. Yeah, so hopefully you guys will actually enjoy watching this instead of having the same hassle I do. So I just thought I'd give you a heads up in case you really want to hear about that. But anyway, goodbye from TNT Madness. If you did enjoy it, hit that like button, and if you really did enjoy it, then hit that subscribe button. You'll see more videos like this 2 a week, and goodbye from TNT Madness.